So I found this post on the Poke Investing subreddit that I wanted to share with you guys because I think this is a really important lesson for everyone out there to learn before this might happen to you. And I'll give you guys some advice so you can avoid this, and we'll see what this person has going on here with this sealed booster box case. So you can see by the title, it just says sealed case of booster box. It's supposed to say booster boxes, but let's just read the description and see what this person has to say. Someone has shipped me a sealed case of booster boxes like this. They haven't bothered to package it, they just taped it up and sent it to me like this. Is this okay, or will it affect this if it is to be sold at a later date? So, sealed booster box cases, just like a just normal booster box, people care about what it looks like. People care about the condition. So when you look at this picture, and this is supposed to be a sealed booster box case, you can see where there might be a problem later in the future. And why is that the case? Well, it's pretty obvious, right? I mean, they got all of this brown tape, this is not factory tape, over the box to, I guess, reinforce it. And you can even see in this picture, they actually have a label under the tape they put over the case, and then there's the actual label here. So what seems to have happened is that whoever he bought this from, right, bought this from somebody else, and whoever the first person bought from, they did the exact same thing. They just shipped the case by itself, but they didn't use any extra tape to reinforce it. They just shipped the sealed case and slapped a label on it. Now, this is not uncommon. A lot of sellers will actually do this, and a big seller that does this is Pokemon Center. Now, obviously, in recent times, you have not been able to buy 6 booster boxes from the Pokemon Center for a set. Obviously, now they have limited buying booster boxes on Pokemon Center to like 1 per order. But back then, when you could order 6, they would send you, for the most part, a sealed case. But what they would do is actually just slap a label directly on the case. And it depends where your, I guess, the warehouse is or whoever is packing your order, because they may package and ship your sealed case in different ways. And mainly the thing that differs is where they put the label. Sometimes they'll put the label just on top of the box. Sometimes they'll put the label over the actual case label. And sometimes they'll actually put a plastic like pouch on the side of the case, which I think might be one of the best cases scenarios, because I think it's a little bit easier to take off than just the normal label. But for the most part, they just slap a label on top of the case, and that's what Pokemon Center does. So Pokemon Center doesn't do any of the double boxing stuff. They usually just slap a label on the case, and just some individual sellers as well will just slap a label on the case. And the reason why they do that is because it's super easy and it saves money with shipping. They don't have to get another box, which costs them money. They don't have to ship it in another bigger box, which costs more money. So this is just to save money. So that's why Pokemon Center and some individual sellers do this. Now, a tip I have for you guys, if you want to make sure that this doesn't happen to you, is you want to go to wherever you're buying from, right? And this is just an example I guess I want to give where this person has bought from the Pokemon Center. So you can see Pokemon Center Journey Together factory sealed case booster box, and you can see here they have put the label over the case, and I'm not exactly sure what side. It looks like in this case they did actually put the label over the actual item. So as you can see here on the other side of the case, it doesn't have the label, which means they actually did put the case or the label over the case label, which is bad because I think we all have tried, whenever you buy some cases, maybe Pokemon Center ETBs or something from Pokemon Center, and you have to take the label off of the other label. It kind of sucks. Sometimes you get lucky, it's not too difficult, but then other times it's pretty hard. And this person seemingly didn't even take the chance to actually take the label off, so I guess they just didn't want to take the chance. But that's what this has happened to this person. So this is what happens when you buy from Pokemon Center. They'll usually slap the label, sometimes over the actual case label, sometimes on the top. It really varies, but this is how they ship it from Pokemon Center. But the tip I have for you guys is, okay, if you're gonna buy from eBay, the biggest thing you can do is first check check to see, because you want to make sure your sealed case is nice and clean. Like this one's pretty clean, right? You want to go to the description and see if they double box. And you can see this person says sealed Twilight Masquerade booster box case contains 6 sealed booster boxes. The case is sealed. We'll ship double box. So when you see something like this, you know they're not going to slap a label over, the case. They're actually going to put it in another box, which pretty much, will almost guarantee that the case doesn't get all damaged, and you won't have a shipping label that you might have to take off, which might actually damage the case. But if they do not specify, because there's a lot of sellers that will not specify if they double box or not, they'll just say, oh, it's factory sealed. You want to message them, okay? If you don't know if they double box, just message them. Bigger sellers might not answer. That's one thing I've noticed. And if they don't answer, then you kind of just maybe got to go check the reviews out and see if anybody has mentioned about them double boxing. Some big sellers do it, some don't. It really depends. I'm pretty sure I bought from one seller where I didn't even ask for it to be double boxed, and they double boxed it, so I guess I just got lucky. But it can really depend who's selling it. Some people care more than others about shipping stuff. Some people don't care and they'll just slap a label. So the best thing you can do is ask if it's not specified in the description, or just you gotta just take a gamble, because it really depends on who you're buying from. And that's just, a lot of sellers do different things. Some people will take the extra time, extra money to make sure your sealed case comes, perfect, because some sellers out there do know that people care about, the condition of cases, and some people just want to make it quick and it saves them money. So, I guess to answer this person's question, will this affect its value in the future? Yes. I'm sorry, but nobody's going to, buy this as a sealed case, okay? It has a bunch of tape over the actual box that's not factory tape, which means that there's extra stuff on it, and if you want to take this off, it'll probably rip off some of the extra cardboard here and stuff. And unless you can do that, take everything off here, like all the all this like brown tape and the label and everything, you can't really sell this as a sealed case, because people like sealed cases literally because it's sealed from the factory. And seeing all this extra tape and stuff, I mean, technically it's still factory sealed, but you're gonna have to take this extra stuff off, or else, think about it. Would you buy a sealed case like this? If somebody listed this as a sealed case and this person was trying to sell it, like, would you buy it like this? Probably not, because at this point, you might as well just open up the case, because, I mean, the whole point of having the sealed case is literally to have it like it was from the factory, and all this extra stuff is gonna, change the value. And honestly, if I were this person, I would try to my best to take all the stuff off, to even put, a ton of these fragile things, which I think these are probably pretty easy to take off. But if I was this person, I would try to take some care, take off some of the tape, and try my best, because other than that, I mean, maybe there'll be someone out there, but there's literally 2 shipping labels. I mean, you could take this off pretty easily. It's over the tape, but it doesn't look nice. For somebody buying a sealed case for that premium or whatever, who's paying a premium when it looks like this? I don't think many people are going to do that. So just my advice, like I said, if you buy from eBay, if they don't specifically mention it in the description, message them, or else this might happen to you, and you might get frustrated because maybe you did pay an extra premium for a sealed case and it came like this, and now you're upset because obviously this doesn't look nice. This doesn't look like a nice sealed case, and it looks honestly kind of messed up. And to take all this stuff off, you may damage the sealed case, and at that point, you might as well just open it up. So that's all I want to say here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think this doesn't affect it? Personally, I think you're having a sealed case premium. This 100% affects the value, because this isn't what a factory case looks like, because it doesn't have all this extra stuff on it. But if you're just selling it as a sealed case and you're not adding the premium, then I guess you can just sell like loose booster boxes, because it's no different. But I think this does change what it actually is as a sealed factory case, because there's extra stuff. So that's all for you guys here today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.